This video is about he was an old man until a rich woman made her a manager. If this story inspires you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. In a small town nestled between rolling hills and vast fields of wildflowers, lived a man named Harold. With silver hair that danced in the breezes of time and deep-set wrinkles that told stories of hardship and laughter, he was regarded as simply an old man. At 72, he had witnessed the world change in myriad ways, but he held tightly to the warmth of his memories, each one a thread in the fabric of his life. Harold had spent decades working at the local mill, a place that had been both a source of pride and a reminder of lost dreams. Every morning, he awoke before dawn, the sun's first rays filtering through the curtains of his modest home. He combed his thinning hair, pulled on his old work boots, and walked the familiar path to the mill. Though it was hard work, there was a rhythm to it that he had come to cherish. One chilly winter morning, while he scraped frost from his windshield, Harold noticed a new car parked outside the miller's sleek, black vehicle that gleamed in the sunlight. The sight was unusual. This was a place where the warm faces of laborers were commonplace, not the polished look of a corporate executive. His curiosity piqued, Harold headed inside, the scent of fresh coffee and sawdust filling the air. Inside, the buzz of chatter among the workers quieted as they watched a woman step forward. She was elegantly dressed, her hair cascading over her shoulders like waterfalls of gold. The new manager, they murmured, a rich woman from the city. She introduced herself as Olivia Sterling, her voice smooth and confident. "Good morning, everyone. I am excited to be here and eager to get to know all of you," she announced, her smile brightening the room. Harold observed her carefully. There was an air of determination about her, but he couldn't shake the feeling that she might not understand the heart of this place, the strength of its people, the sweat and toil that built it. He remained skeptical, believing that a woman from the city could never grasp the passion woven into the fabric of their daily lives. As weeks went by, Olivia rolled up her sleeves and became involved in the operations. She took the time to learn about each worker's role and listen to their concerns. Harold, however, kept his distance, holding on to his reservations. He would often find himself sitting on a bench outside the mill during breaks, watching the others engage with her. One day, as snowflakes danced in the air, Harold found himself facing a challenge he hadn't anticipated. There was an outage at the mill. The machinery ground to a halt, and panic rippled through the workers. They had bills to pay, families depending on them, and the thought of lost wages loomed like a dark cloud. As the workers gathered, uncertainty etched on their faces, Olivia stepped forward. "We will get through this," she declared, her voice steady. "I've contacted a technician, and I assure you we'll all be back on track as soon as possible." Her words seemed to hang in the air, but for many, the worry was overwhelming. Harold felt the weight of hopelessness settling on his shoulders, and for a brief moment, he questioned the strength of their community. He had spent years cultivating resilience, but the thought of failure stung. As the hours passed, the mood shifted. Olivia brought hot coffee and snacks, encouraging the workers to share stories and keep their spirits alive. "Let us turn this into a moment of camaraderie," she urged, her smile infectious. Harold couldn't help but be drawn in. He joined a group of younger workers, bantering about their lives and sharing laughter. It felt good, and he realized that even in the face of adversity, connection could spark hope. "Thanks for this," one of the young men said as he took a sip of coffee. "We needed it." Olivia beamed. "We were a team, and teams support one another." Days turned into weeks, and the mill was up and running again. Olivia's determination and kindness had ignited a flame in the hearts of the workers. Slowly, Harold's walls began to crumble. He watched as Olivia implemented changes that made the workplace safer and more efficient, but more importantly, she fostered a spirit of togetherness. One afternoon, as the sun dipped low in the sky, casting a warm golden glow across the mill, Harold approached Olivia. His heart raced, his expectations had shifted. "I wanted to thank you," he said, the words feeling heavy yet freeing, "for bringing hope back to this place." Olivia turned to him, her expression softening. "Hope thrives in this community, Harold. It is in all of you. I just wanted to help illuminate it." He nodded, a spark igniting within him. Perhaps there was more to her than he had first assumed. As days went by, he found himself volunteering to help with improvements around the mill. It was a small step, but it filled him with purpose and excitement. One evening, as they worked late to finish a project, Olivia and Harold found themselves alone in the dimly lit workshop. They shared stories of their past, the struggles they faced, and the dreams they once held. Harold spoke of his late wife, how they had once dreamed of traveling the world together. "I never got to do that," he said, his voice wavering. I thought those dreams were buried with her. Olivia listened intently, her heart aching for the man before her. It is never too late to chase a dream, she replied gently. We can find new paths, even in the twilight of our lives. Harold felt something shift within him, a glimmer of hope flickering to life. For the first time in years, he allowed himself to envision what it might feel like to dream again. In the following months, Harold embraced his new role alongside Olivia. Together, they expanded the mill's reach, finding ways to promote their products beyond the town. The sense of community deepened, and Harold witnessed the magic of resilience blossom among the workers. One day, as they prepared for a community event to celebrate their achievements, Harold stood deep in thought. Olivia, he said, catching her attention, it is remarkable how UV changed this place. She smiled, her eyes shining. It is not just me, it is the spirit of everyone here. UV played a significant role in that, Harold. He felt warmth spread through him, grateful for the bond they had formed. I never expected to find this connection at my age. UV showed me that it is never too late to find purpose. As the sun set, painting the sky in hues of orange and lavender, Harold felt alive. He had redefined his identity not just as the old man, but as a mentor, a leader, a friend. His journey was just beginning, and he was ready to embrace every moment of it. In the town that once viewed him as merely an old man, Harold was becoming a beacon of hope, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. And as the music began to play at the community event, he felt a sense of belonging he had long thought lost. Together, they would rise, creating a future painted with the colors of dreams, laughter, and newfound courage. The story was far from over. It was only the beginning of an incredible journey fueled by the collective spirit of those who dared to dream again. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow across the bustling community event, Harold stood at the entrance of the town square, feeling a swell of pride. The air was thick with the scents of barbecued meats and sweet pies, after ringing out like music. Families gathered around tables, sharing stories and smiles, and Harold's heart swelled with gratitude. He spotted Olivia amidst the crowd, her laughter contagious as she interacted with the workers and their families. She had a way of making everyone feel special, and he admired her for it. You know, he said to Marjorie, one of the younger women from the mill, who stood beside him, this place feels different now. It is alive. Marjorie nodded, her eyes shining. It is all thanks to you and Olivia. You both have turned this mill into a community. I never thought I'd be a part of something like this at my age, Harold admitted, a hint of nostalgia in his voice. I was just an old man, lost in memories. Well, you're just getting started. Marjorie grinned, nudging him playfully. You're a legend now, Harold. His cheeks flushed with warmth at the compliment, but deep inside he felt a familiar tug of doubt. Could he truly be a legend? He had spent years buried in routine, blending into the background. Yet, as he watched Olivia engage with the children, encouraging them to participate in games, he realized the impact they were making together. Let us go help her, he said suddenly. Marjorie beamed. I'll race you. As they dashed toward Olivia, Harold felt something shift within him. His legs moved quicker, fueled by a newfound sense of purpose. Olivia, Harold called, breathless as they approached. What can we do to help? She turned, her face lighting up with a smile. Though, thank goodness, we need more hands for the pie-eating contest and to set up the music. You read just in time. As they dove into the preparations, Harold felt the weight of the world lifting off his shoulders. He was no longer just an observer, he was contributing, creating memories. The laughter shared during the pie-eating contest, a messy, chaotic affair echoed in his heart, each scuffle like a ripple of hope. Look at you go! Olivia cheered, clapping her hands as Marjorie and Harold tried to keep their faces out of the whipped cream-filled pies. You are all champions. That evening, as the stars twinkled overhead, the community came together to celebrate not only their hard work but the resilience they had cultivated over the past months. Harold found himself sharing stories with neighbors he hadn't spoken to in years. Harold, I can't believe the changes you've brought to the mill, said Tom, an old colleague, his voice rich with admiration. It is like we've rediscovered our spirit. Thank you, Tom, Harold replied, sincerity flowing through him. But it is really about all of us together. We're recreating something beautiful. As the night wore on, Harold found himself standing beside Olivia, both taking a moment to revel in the atmosphere. UV brought a spark back to this town, he said, turning to her. I never thought I could feel this alive again. Olivia smiled warmly, her eyes reflecting the starlight. You helped me see the potential here, Harold. It is more than just a job, it is a family. You've been a guiding light for everyone. Her words resonated deeply within him, igniting a fire of determination. He had once been lost in shadows, but now he was learning to embrace the light. We need to keep this momentum going. Let us start a mentorship program at the mill, bring in the younger generation, and teach them. I love that idea, Olivia said, her enthusiasm infectious. We could help them learn the trade, and in return, they can teach us fresh ideas. The prospect filled Harold with excitement. In his heart, he felt the essence of hope, the kind that blossomed from shared experiences and dreams woven together. They spent the rest of the evening brainstorming ways to connect the generations, laughter and ideas flowing freely. As weeks transitioned into months, the mentorship program blossomed. Young students from the local high school came to the mill, eager to learn from Harold and the seasoned workers. Each day, Harold found himself surrounded by curious faces, their energy revitalizing his spirit. Mr. Harold, a bright-eyed girl named Lily, said one afternoon, "Can you tell us about how you started working here?" A smile crept across his face as he recalled his early days. "I was just a young man, fresh out of school, and I knew little about hard work, but my father taught me that resilience and passion can build anything." Lily leaned forward, her eyes wide with admiration. "I want to be like you." Her words touched a chord deep within him. With each story he shared, Harold realized that he was not merely imparting knowledge, he was planting seeds of hope for the future. The young ones were beginning to envision their own paths. One evening, as they wrapped up a session, Olivia approached Harold, her expression serious. "I need to talk to you. There is something important happening." Concern flickered in his chest. "What is it?" "I have received an offer to expand the mill's operations to the neighboring town," she said, her voice tinged with excitement. "It could mean more jobs and opportunities, but it requires additional investment." Harold felt a wave of uncertainty wash over him. "That is wonderful news, but what if it changes everything? We've built a beautiful community here." "I understand that concern," Olivia replied, her gaze steady. "But we can bring this community spirit with us. We can grow without losing our roots. What do you think?" His heart raced. The idea of expansion ignited an inner struggle between fear and hope. "I think it is worth exploring, but we need to ensure our values remain intact," he finally said. "Absolutely," Olivia responded. "I want you by my side when we approach the workers with this news. I can't do it without your support." Over the next few days, Harold wrestled with his thoughts, finding himself at the crossroads of fear and possibility. He sought solace in the space he had come to love, the mill. The familiar hum of machines had become a comforting lullaby, reminding him of the strength they had cultivated together. When the day arrived to present the proposal to the workers, Harold stood at the forefront, his heart pounding. Olivia began discussing the opportunity, her passion lighting up the room. He watched as his colleagues shifted uncomfortably, uncertainty written across their faces. "Change is scary," Harold interjected, stepping forward. "We've all felt it, but remember the way we came together during the outage. Look at the community we've built." He glanced around the room, catching the eyes of those he had learned to love like family. "This is our chance to extend that spirit. We can create more jobs, help more families, and keep this place alive long after we're gone." A murmur of agreement rippled through the crowd, and Harold felt encouraged. "If we channel the same dedication we've shown to this mill, we can do something remarkable together." As the workers nodded, encouraging one another, Olivia grinned. "Let us take this leap of faith. Together, we'll build something even greater." Days turned into weeks, and as plans solidified, the energy in the mill surged. The mentorship program flourished, older workers sharing their wisdom with the younger generation, who brought fresh ideas and energy. Harold felt deeply fulfilled, knowing he was a part of something extraordinary. Finally, the day of expansion arrived. The workers gathered outside the mill, excitement humming in the air. Harold stood beside Olivia, his heart swelling with pride. "This is only the beginning," he said, glancing around at the faces filled with hope. Olivia beamed, raising her voice above the crowd. "Together, we will thrive, just as we always have. This is our community, and it will continue to grow." As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and gold, Harold stood tall, feeling the warmth of the moment. He had embraced change, transformed fear into determination, and learned that it was never too late to chase dreams. In the heart of that small town, the old man who had once been lost found purpose, connection, and resilience. Together with Olivia and the community, he had cultivated a garden of hope that would blossom for generations to come. As the music played, laughter filled the air, and joy enveloped them, Harold realized that he was not just an old man anymore. He was a part of a legacy, a testament to the beauty of the human spirit and the power of dreams realized, no matter the age. As the sun rose on the morning after the expansion celebration, an invigorating energy filled the air in the small town. Harold woke up with a heart brimming with gratitude and purpose. The laughter and connection from the previous night still echoed in his mind like a cherished melody. He glanced at the window, taking in the vibrant landscape that surrounded him, feeling blessed to witness yet another day. After a hearty breakfast, he donned his well-worn boots and made his way to the mill. As he approached, the sight of new machinery being delivered sent ripples of excitement through him. The expansion had begun, and with it, the promise of new beginnings. "Good morning, Mr. Harold," called out Lily, the bright-eyed girl who had become one of his favorite mentees. She was leaning against the fence, her face flushed with enthusiasm. "I can't wait to see the new machines in action. Do you think I can help out today?" Her eagerness brought a smile to his face. "Of course you can. Let us see what we can learn together," he replied, his spirit buoyed by her energy. As they stepped into the mill, Harold felt a renewed sense of purpose wash over him. The space was abuzz with activity. Workers were organizing, preparing for the arrival of new equipment, and discussing the exciting changes ahead. He sought out Olivia, who was deep in conversation with a group of workers, her enthusiasm infectious. "Harold," she called, spotting him. "Come join us. We were just discussing how to incorporate the new machinery into our workflow." Harold approached, feeling a mix of pride and apprehension. "It's all happening so fast," he said, the weight of the moment capturing his emotions. "I hope we're ready for it." "Absolutely," Olivia said, her eyes sparkling with determination. "This is a chance for our community to flourish, and I believe we have the spirit to make it work. We just need to support each other." Her conviction lifted his heart. They spent the next hour discussing plans, and he felt a sense of camaraderie that solidified the bond between them. The dreams he once buried seemed to sprout anew, and with each word shared, he felt more alive. As the day progressed, however, they encountered challenges. The new machinery was more complex than anticipated, and minor setbacks began to pile up. A crucial component had not arrived on schedule, causing frustration among the workers. Whispers of doubt filled the air, and Harold noticed familiar anxious expressions on his colleagues' faces. That afternoon, frustration bubbled over during a meeting called by Olivia. "We need to address the delays," she said, her voice steady. "I know this is frustrating, but we must remain patient and committed." "What if this doesn't work?" one of the younger workers, James, blurted out, his voice tinged with fear. "What if we restuck with these machines and can't keep up?" Harold felt a pang of sympathy for the boy. He remembered his own fears at the cusp of change. "James," he said, interrupting, "change is never easy, but remember, we've faced challenges before. What matters is how we respond. We've built a community that thrives on resilience." The room fell silent, and he took a deep breath, recalling the support they had shown each other during the outage months ago. "We can overcome this together. We have each other's backs. Let us brainstorm solutions rather than dwell on the obstacles." Slowly, nods of agreement began to ripple through the group. Olivia smiled gratefully at Harold, recognizing the spark he had ignited. "Exactly. Let us harness our collective creativity. We may find solutions we haven't even considered yet." They broke into smaller groups, and Harold felt rejuvenated as he collaborated with the younger workers. Ideas flowed, laughter echoed, and while challenges still loomed, the atmosphere shifted from gloom to determination. Over the next few weeks, as they navigated the hurdles of integrating the new machinery, he saw his community grow stronger. The mentorship program flourished, and more students joined, eager to learn and contribute. Harold found himself in a role he never imagined, encouraging, nurturing, and guiding the next generation. One afternoon, he gathered the young apprentices around him. "I want to share something important," he said, his voice steady but warm. "It is not just about learning how to operate machines, it is about building character and relationships. We are all part of something bigger." "Like a family?" Lilia asked, her eyes shining with curiosity. "Exactly," he replied, grinning. "When we support one another, we become unstoppable. Remember that." As spring blossomed into summer, the mill transformed into a hub of activity and creativity. The workers shared not only their skills, but their dreams. There was a palpable sense of hope and connection that pulsed through the space, and Harold felt grateful to be a part of it. However, just when it seemed they had found their footing, a new challenge emerged. One morning, Olivia called an emergency meeting. "I have some difficult news," she began, and the room fell silent. "We've received word from the bank that our loan for the expansion is at risk. They want to reassess our financial projections." A collective gasp filled the room as uncertainty flooded their faces. Harold's heart sank. "What can we do?" he asked, feeling the weight of fear pressed down on him. Olivia's voice trembled slightly, but her resolve remained strong. We must show them the strength of our community. We need to demonstrate that we recommitted to this expansion, not just for ourselves, but for everyone who depends on us. Harold felt a rush of determination. Let us organize a community meeting. We need to showcase our progress and the potential we hold together. We can let fear dictate our future. Great idea. Olivia nodded. If we can gather testimonials from workers, families, and the students in the mentorship program, it might make a difference. The workers rallied together, united by a common goal. They dedicated their evenings to prepare for the meeting, crafting speeches and collecting stories that highlighted their journey. Harold felt a surge of pride watching the younger generation step up, eager to share their experiences. Just days later, they stood in front of a packed room filled with bank officials, community members, and their families. Harold's heart raced as he took to the podium, surrounded by the faces of those he had come to love. Thank you for being here today, he began, his voice strong. As many of you know, we've faced challenges in our journey together, but we've also experienced incredible growth. This mill is not just a place of work for us, it is our family and our lifeblood. He looked out at the faces in the audience, feeling the weight of the collective hopes resting on his shoulders. When I first started here, I was just an old man with dreams buried beneath years of routine. But thanks to the support of our community, I've rediscovered my purpose. We've created something beautiful, and we must fight to preserve it. The audience erupted in applause, and he felt a rush of energy fueling his words. As others shared their stories, the atmosphere filled with a sense of hope, resilience, and determination. The bank officials listened intently, their expressions shifting from skepticism to admiration. The heartfelt testimonials from the workers and families painted a vivid picture of the impact the mill had on their lives. After hours of emotional storytelling, the meeting concluded, the air thick with anticipation. Olivia, standing beside Harold, clasped his arm. "Thank you for leading us today," she whispered. "You gave them a glimpse of what we can achieve together." As the days passed, word spread of the community as passion and commitment. The bank reassessed their decision, taking into account not just the numbers on paper, but the strength of the people behind them. Finally, they received the news they had been waiting for. "We're moving forward with the loan," Olivia exclaimed one morning, her voice ringing with joy. "You did it, Harold. You brought our community together." Cheers erupted in the mill as workers embraced one another. Harold stood frozen for a moment, overwhelmed by the wave of emotion washing over him. Tears filled his eyes as he realized how far they had come. "Thank you, everyone," he said, taking a deep breath. "This isn't just about us anymore. It is about every family this mill supports. We will continue to grow and nurture our community." As the months unfolded, the mill began to flourish. The expansion took shape, new jobs were created, and the mentorship program expanded. Harold found himself continually inspired by the young people who surrounded him, each one a testament to resilience and hope. One evening, as they wrapped up a session with their apprentices, Lily approached him. "Mr. Harold," she said shyly, "what do you think our future will look like?" A question caught him off guard. He paused, reflecting on their journey, the struggles, the triumphs, and the connections forged along the way. "I think our future will be bright, Lily. It will be filled with dreams, hard work, and love. We're rebuilding something that will last beyond us." She smiled, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "I want to be part of that future just like you." His heart swelled with pride as he realized the legacy they were creating. The community had become something alive, a vibrant tapestry woven from the threads of each individual story. As the seasons shifted, Harold watched as vibrant colors painted the landscape around the mill. Spring flowers burst forth from the ground, mingling with the warm rays of the sun, and he felt a renewed energy in the air. The mill was alive with activity, and each day brought fresh challenges and opportunities. One sunny morning, as Harold walked toward the mill, he felt the weight of the world lifting from his shoulders. He had transformed from the lost old man into a mentor not just to the younger generation, but to himself. He was a living testament to the idea that it is never too late to find purpose. "Mr. Harold, guess what?" Lily exclaimed, running up to him as he reached for the mill's door. Her face glowed with excitement, and Harold couldn't help but smile back at her enthusiasm. "What is it, Lily?" he asked. "I got accepted into the summer engineering program." She practically bounced on her toes. "I can't believe it." "That is wonderful news." Harold beamed, feeling a surge of pride for her accomplishment. "You've worked hard for this. You'll be a fantastic engineer one day, I have no doubt." Thanks, and I want to design machines for the mill. Can you help me with that? She asked, her eyes wide with ambition. Of course, we'll all work on projects together. It is important to dream big. Harold replied, feeling a warmth spread through him. Each interaction with Lily reminded him of the vitality of hope and the beauty found in nurturing dreams. As the day went on, Harold noticed changes in the mill's atmosphere. The young apprentices were no longer just observing, they were becoming active participants. They brought forth fresh ideas, energy, and a passion that inspired the older workers. Harold, look at this idea for a safety protocol, one of the young men, Alex, said, proudly presenting a chart. I think it could help reduce accidents and improve workflow. Harold examined the colorful chart that laid out a comprehensive safety plan. This is impressive, Alex. You've taken initiative. Let us implement this during our next safety meeting. He felt invigorated by the creativity flowing through the mill. Everyone was contributing to a shared vision of growth. However, as the excitement grew, Harold was also aware of lurking challenges. As the expansion progressed, there were whispers of discontent among some of the older workers. They feared losing the close-knit community they had built over the years. As much as Harold wanted to reassure them, he understood their anxieties. One afternoon, during a break, he overheard two older workers, Tom and Jerry, speaking about their concerns. I don't know, Jerry. This growth feels like it is moving too fast. What if we lose what makes this place special? Tom's voice was laced with worry. Yeah, I feel it too. The new machines and all these young kids. What if we read just numbers on a spreadsheet to Olivia? Jerry replied, his brow furrowed. Feeling compelled to address their worries, Harold approached them with empathy. Tom, Jerry, can we talk for a moment? They nodded, their expression shifting from apprehension to curiosity. What is on your mind? Harold asked gently, sitting down beside them. Tom sighed. I just worry we're losing our connection. This mill has always been our home, a family. It feels like everything is changing too quickly. Change is daunting, I understand, Harold replied, feeling a pang of nostalgia for the simpler days. But I believe we can embrace growth while maintaining our community spirit. We've built something beautiful, and it doesn't have to be lost in expansion. Jerry leaned forward, listening intently. How do you think we can do that? By staying engaged and ensuring everyone's voice is heard, he suggested, his heart racing with determination. We need to come together and share our concerns with Olivia. She cared about us, and I know she wants to maintain the heart of this place. Tom nodded slowly. Maybe you're right. We've always been a team. Harold smiled, feeling hopeful. Exactly. We're the lifeblood of this mill. Let us meet with Olivia and express our feelings together. We can create a balance. That evening, they gathered with Olivia in the meeting room. The atmosphere was thick with anticipation as Harold introduced the topic. Olivia, we need to talk about our concerns regarding the expansion and how it might affect our community. She listened attentively, her expression serious. I appreciate your honesty. I want to understand your fears. What specifically worries you? Tom spoke up, his voice steady but emotional. We're afraid that as we grow, we might lose the connections we've built. This mill has always been more than just a workplace for us. Olivia's gaze softened. I value every single person in this room. This mill is a family, and I want to ensure that we all know that as we move forward, we can create a plan to keep our community spirit alive. Harold felt a wave of relief wash over him. Perhaps we can implement regular community meetings, allowing everyone to voice their ideas and concerns as we grow, he suggested. I love that idea, Olivia replied, her eyes brightening. I want to create an environment where everyone feels valued and included. Together, we can shape the future. The conversation continued, flowing with respect and understanding. As they wrapped up the meeting, Harold felt a renewed sense of unity among them. The challenges they faced were substantial, but the connection they shared provided a foundation for resilience. In the weeks that followed, the mill blossomed with creativity and collaboration. The community meetings became a safe space for everyone to voice their thoughts, ideas, and concerns. The workers felt empowered to take ownership of the changes, and the younger apprentices thrived under the guidance of their mentors. One day, during lunch, Harold found himself sitting with a mix of older and younger workers. Laughter echoed around the table as they exchanged stories, each one a reminder of the shared history that bound them together. Remember when we had that awful outage last winter? Tom chuckled, shaking his head. I thought we'd never get back on our feet. Yeah, but we did, and we came out stronger, Alex chimed in. That is what this place is about, overcoming together. Harold smiled, feeling warmth fill his heart. It was moments like these that reminded him of the beauty of human connection. They were not just individuals working for a paycheck, they were a community, a family intertwined through struggles and triumphs. However, amidst the thriving atmosphere, a new challenge emerged. One afternoon, Olivia called for a meeting. "There is something we need to discuss," she began, a hint of concern creeping into her voice. "Due to unforeseen circumstances, we're facing budget cuts. We must find ways to streamline operations." A hush fell over the room, and Harold felt a knot form in his stomach. He glanced around at the worried faces of his co-workers. "What does this mean for us?" someone whispered. Olivia continued, "We may need to make some tough decisions regarding staffing and resources, but I promise we will prioritize transparency and keep everyone informed throughout this process." Harold's heart raced. The mill had become more than a workplace, it was their lifeline. "We can't let fear take control," he said firmly, standing up to address the group. "We've faced challenges before, and we can face this one together." "Exactly." Lily chimed in, her young voice ringing with hope. "We're a team, and we can brainstorm ways to save costs without losing our people." Olivia smiled, encouraged by the enthusiasm. "That is the spirit. Let us meet again in a week to discuss our ideas. We can work together to find solutions that benefit everyone." In the following days, the atmosphere buzzed with energy. The workers gathered in small groups, brainstorming creative solutions. Harold found himself leading discussions with the younger apprentices, guiding them as they explored cost-efficient practices while nurturing their dreams. One evening, as they wrapped up a particularly productive session, Lily looked at Harold with determination in her eyes. "Mr. Harold, what if we organize a community fundraiser? We could reach out to local businesses and get support." "That is an excellent idea, Lily," he exclaimed, inspired by her initiative. "We can highlight our products and show the community what we stand for. That can also serve as a reminder of our strength." The idea took flight, and soon the entire mill rallied around the fundraiser. They planned a day filled with activities, from showcasing their products to fun games for families. Each worker contributed their unique skills, reinforcing the bond that had formed among them. As the day of the fundraiser approached, excitement and nervousness filled the air. Harold felt a whirlwind of emotions, hope, determination, and a hint of anxiety. But standing alongside his co-workers, he felt reassured. They were a family, and they would face whatever challenges lay ahead together. On the day of the fundraiser, the mill transformed into a lively hub of activity. Colorful banners swayed in the breeze, laughter filled the air, and the smell of delicious food wafted through the atmosphere. Families from the town gathered in droves, eager to support their local mill. "Look at this turnout!" Olivia exclaimed, her face glowing with excitement as she surveyed the crowd. "This is incredible." "Absolutely, it shows how much our community values us," Harold replied, feeling his heart swell with pride. "Let us make this day memorable." As the festivities unfolded, Harold participated in various activities